Hello, and welcome to the first presentation in our professional practice campaign. The campaign aims to highlight how adopting a professional, business-like approach to letting results in pleasing profit margins. This will run from today until the end of July and features a series of activity points around investment, business planning, and maintaining professional standards. Today we will be looking at how you go about making the right investment and the factors to consider before investing. So let's go. In our current economic context, you may have asked yourself if now is a good time to invest in buy-to-let property. It's a reasonable question to ask. Property prices are still relatively low compared to the pre-recession high, and they are sure to rise considerably in the next 12 months. The mortgage market is looking up too, with lenders becoming more confident and offering more choice. And interest rates have been favourable, staying low for some time, although these are likely to rise in the near future. If you have available funds or finance to leverage, now could be a very good time to buy. Before you buy, consider how you'll go about purchasing the property. Will you use an estate agent, buy privately, or via an auction? For the confident, auction houses are a good source of stock, especially for properties that need building work. With a little research and the right strategy in place, they could also provide opportunity to pick up a bargain, an important opportunity for any professional landlord keen to watch the bottom line at the very start of the landlord cycle. There are a number of advantages to buying at auction, especially for developers who want to purchase rundown property in attractive locations and then invest in bringing them up to the rental standard. Auctions in the UK tend to be the marketplace of choice for housing stock that needs to be improved or redeveloped. Certain types of stock tend to be only available at auction, for example repossessions, tenanted properties, freeholds with multiple units and mixed commercial residential properties. However, more conventional residential properties do come up for auction as well. Next, you need to consider the area and the market you wish to purchase into. These are key factors that will affect your business plan and your profit margins. Do some research into the area by asking local landlords and letting agents and looking online. Try to get an idea of the local demographic, the amenities, neighbouring properties, and the local authority covering the area. Then think about which of the local amenities would appeal to your target tenant. What are your ideal tenants looking for in their home? What is the standard rent level? And how does your property compare? If you're looking to achieve a higher rent, consider what you can add to the property. Can you extend outwards or upwards? Would you want to renovate? Or perhaps you could modernise and redecorate. Whatever you do, make sure you're adding value to your investment. Next, consider whether the local authority have imposed any restrictions. In England and Wales, these could include selective and additional licensing. In England, when it comes to HMOs, some local authorities impose Article 4 directions to prevent family homes being converted into shared housing. This can affect your investment, as some mortgage providers don't want to lend to licensed properties. In addition, lenders that will cover the property may wish to impose more terms and conditions. You'll need to factor in licence costs to your budget. Then there's the matter of whether the property is leasehold or freehold for investments in England and Wales. If the property is leasehold, the first point of call must be the lease. It is quite likely that there will be restrictions known as alienation provisions, which require, at the very least, notice in writing with the payment of a notice fee to be given to the landlord and/or others, such as managing agents or residence company, after a tenancy has been granted. In more modern developments, and certainly those trying to aim for the upper reaches of the market, there may even be restrictions on when and how an individual flat can be let, i.e. action required before, not after a let. Failure to observe the provisions in the lease can have difficult and expensive consequences for a leaseholder. Even if you are the freeholder, there could be restrictions from other parties. Lenders can impose restrictions such as tenancy duration and the kind of tenant you can let to, and insurers can restrict the type of tenant you can let to, For example, they will not cover convicted arsonists. The message is look before you let, or get a lawyer to look for you. NLA Recognised Suppliers, Seddons, offers a 15% discount to NLA members. It could be worth getting a lawyer to look through the lease. Also, it might be worth extending the lease, as the value of the leasehold property drops as the lease gets shorter. Once there is less than 80 years left, the value drops faster and you may not be able to sell, get a mortgage or remortgage. The longer you wait, the more it will cost to extend the lease, and the more the property will drop in value. If lease extension is required, contact NLA Lease Extension, exclusive to NLA members. There's also the small chance that the property could come with sitting tenants, particularly if you buy at auction. If you decide to buy property with a sitting tenant, it's a good idea to seek legal advice from experts in property law, such as landlord and tenant solicitors, or talk to the NLA's advice line, as there may well be restrictions on actions such as rent increases. You'll also need to consider whether you have the time and expertise to manage the property, or whether you'd like to leave it in the hands of a UCALA or ALA registered letting agent. If you decide to manage the property yourself, be sure to maintain membership to a professional body such as the NLA. Importantly, be sure to conduct thorough due diligence to understand the risk you are undertaking. Once you're ready to move, discuss your mortgage options with a mortgage advisor and find a reliable law firm. What is your investment experience? What protocol do you follow before investing? Do you have any suggestions? Let us know on the NLA's online forum and at your next NLA meeting. For more information on the Professional Practice Campaign, visit our website. And you know where we are if you have any questions. Here are the numbers. See you next time when we'll be discussing how you can future-proof your letting business.